Fisk unit. Soldier. Fisk unit. Soldier. What's good, y'all? Fisk Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fisk unit while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Alright, check this out. Every day that goes by, I feel better and better. Look, bear with me for the rest of the week, okay? I give y'all good content. I give y'all great content every day. Alright? I bust my ass for y'all to give y'all good content every day. I bleed blue. I love this team more than I should. And I mean that. I'm a grown man. I shouldn't be this attached to a damn franchise. I shouldn't. I'm a grown man. But I love this team. So when I get angry and I rant and I vent, it's because I care. It's because I enjoy being 6-2. I enjoy winning. And I was looking forward to a playoff run until Joe Shane told me to kick rocks. I'm still not over that. Y'all are like, we should, at 6-2, we shouldn't be talking about 2023, man. We shouldn't be talking about a draft at 6-2. And I go on Twitter and Jordan Rannon is applauding Joe Shane for being realistic, quote unquote, about our 6-2 team. No, you're a loser, Jordan Rannon, and you're a loser, Joe Shane. We're 6-2. The Bengals just went to the Super Bowl. The Tennessee Titans beat the 15-1 Lamar Jackson MVP Ravens and had a 10-point lead on the Chiefs 3 years ago. Jimmy G has upset Aaron Rodgers multiple times in the playoffs. The Giants were 9-7 when we won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers was a wild card, barely made the playoffs when he won the Super Bowl that year. I'm sorry. Forgive me for having dreams about my team going to a Super Bowl. Forgive me for having for wanting my team to go for it in a playoff run. Forgive me for having a winning mentality and a never die mentality. Forgive me, Giants fans who are mad that I'm pissed that Joe Shane didn't make a move. Please forgive me. Forgive me for being an optimist and taking those outliers like Joe Burrow and Jimmy G and Ryan Tannehill and saying, why can't that be us? Forgive me for not being a bitch and bending the knee to the Eagles, being a bitch and bending the knee to the Cowboys. Forgive me for having some motherfucking balls. Forgive me. But that's the last I'm going to say about it. Y'all want to slurp Joe Shane. Y'all want to look forward to the draft. God bless. My quarterback, though. Let's get to the topic of this video. The topic of this video is Daniel Jones' $45 million franchise tag. Now, this interests me because I was under the assumption that it was supposed to be $32 million. Because if you go to overthecap.com, if you go there, their 2023 projected salary cap for the franchise tag is $32 million. But if you look on overthecap.com in bold letters, it says this is projected to change when the official salary cap numbers kick in for next season. So, I want to point that out to y'all because if you Google the 2023 NFL franchise tag for quarterbacks, it's at $45 million. I didn't know that until I read an article about Lamar Jackson. So there was an article that I was reading about Lamar Jackson, and they were talking about a $45 million franchise tag. I said, what the hell is that? And then I was like, oh, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. Oh, they didn't count those salary cap hits yet. Oh, now it makes sense. All these quarterbacks are getting around $48 to $50 million. The franchise tag is an average of the top 5 paid at that position. So if the average of the top 5 paid at that position is between $45 and $52 million, it makes sense that the tag is $45 million because the franchise tag is an average of the top 5 paid players at each position. Makes sense now, right? So now the Giants are scheduled to have $53 million in cap. I want to say $53 million in cap. Daniel Jones is a $45 million cap hit if they franchise tag him. Lord have mercy. I don't. Now I see why Joe Shane didn't make any moves. Now I see why Joe Shane. It makes sense now because I don't think Joe Shane wants to pay Dave Gettleman's player $45 million a year. Because here's the thing. You can't, Daniel Jones is not playing on that tag. Either they're cutting Daniel Jones or Daniel Jones is getting a contract extension for about $250. This rumor that Daniel Jones is going to sign a 3-year deal on the cheap, are you stupid or dumb? If I was guaranteed $45 million on a franchise tag, why on God's green earth would I sign some 3-year, $90 million deal? And then if they tag me in 2024, it's like $52 million. Who in their right mind thinks that Daniel Jones is going to take a deal that pays him anything less than $45 million a year? Who is anybody watching this video? If you had a guaranteed $45 million for 1 year, would you sign a deal that pays you less than that? He should have gave him the 5th-year option, fellas. I told y'all that was his biggest mistake. He should have just gave Danny the 5th-year option, man. Now I see why he doesn't want to win this year. Now I see why Joe Shane wanted to lose this year. Because he wanted to replace Daniel Jones. He wanted to replace him because he can't afford him. And it makes no sense to pay a quarterback top 5 money when you're trying to rebuild. It makes no sense. None. It makes no sense. And if you're Saquon Barkley, why would you sign an extension and you don't know Daniel Jones is coming back? If you're Saquon Barkley, do you want to play on a team that's going to have a rookie quarterback when you can go play for the Bills or the Chiefs? And if you're Daniel Jones and he does a franchise tag you, that means he didn't give you a 5th-year option. He traded away your weapons to sabotage your season when you were 6-2. And then he didn't give you a franchise tag. Why would you come back to the Giants? Why? Well, it was fun while it lasted, man. It is fun while it lasted. This is a disaster. This is really a disaster. I was skeptical on him paying Daniel Jones $32 million because he didn't want to give him 20 on the player option. So you think Joe Shane is gonna want to give Daniel Jones $45 million and he didn't want to give him $20 million on the 5th-year option? Yeah, okay. I don't know, Giants fans. I don't know. I know y'all are tired of me complaining. I get it. That my channel was built on positive vibes, but sometimes we gotta have the hard conversations. It is what it is, man. Sometimes we gotta have the hard conversations, and Daniel Jones getting $45 million from Joe Shane, that's a conversation that we really need to have. I don't think I just don't. I don't know if he's coming back, man. And it breaks my heart because he's my favorite player. But I don't know. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't think Joe Shane. I don't think Joe Shane wants to win now. He wants to rebuild. I don't think he's in a win now mode. I don't. Well, no, he's not in win now mode. He told you he's not in win now mode. So we'll see, man. But all I know is rebuilding teams don't give quarterbacks $50 million a year. Rebuilding teams don't give running backs $15 million a year. So, Giants fans, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you're rocking with me. My name is Fisk Vegas, and I approve this message.